I have no idea why. No idea why. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes. Good morning, great rising. Good morning, great rising. Peace, 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 peace. All right, people are already coming in, so I'm going to be respectful of your time. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hi, if you're new here, hi, I'm Dania, and I'm a spiritual awakening doula for the diaspora. And this morning, I felt called to do a collective message to encourage. Um, if I called for the message and I was like, okay, and I did divination to confirm, like, yeah, am I tripping or you want me to do this? And I was like, yeah, I'm supposed to do this. So good morning, come on in, come on in. Um, so this morning I had several dreams this morning about, thank you for the likes already, thank you for, that's a great way to start the morning, thank you for the love. Make sure y'all say good morning as you come into somebody's house, come and say good morning. So this morning I had several dreams, and the resounding theme of the dreams that I had this morning were not about me. It was me watching other people, and specifically watching people going through their awakening journey and kind of floundering is not the right word. I'm going back and forth is probably the best way to describe. Like they would do something and they would call certain energies forward. And then when it worked, then they're like, oh my God. And I'm like, but that's what you asked for. That's what you asked for. So I was wondering what that was all about. And part of that came up in this message. So hold on, let me close my door because my son is watching TV and I want to make sure y'all can hear. 1 second. Okay, there we go. Alrighty. Okay, so I have my book in front of me because I did divination and then I started channeling. And sometimes I cannot read my own handwriting when I'm channeling because going with my handwriting and not my handwriting. So just give me bear with me. So or research practitioners. And in this system, it's, they have what's called the Holy Scripture, which is the Odu. And so through divination, we receive a verse, a passage from that scripture in order to help guide and direct us. So what I'm going to do is take you through what the message is and kind of interpret that for you. You take what resonates and leave the rest, because I'm channeling that is going to see this. So you can take it that way. So what came up was Irete Irosun. So Irete speaks about perseverance. This is about going forward. This is about pushing forward. It's, are you persevering or are you being stubborn? This is about, I'm not going to quit. I can't stop. I have to keep going. I have to keep moving forward. I don't know what the end game is, but I'm going to have faith. I'm going to keep going. Then we have Irosun, and Irosun specifically talks about our lineage. It specifically talks about our connection to our ancestors. It talks about fulfilling our full potential. So when we put these two things together, this is a message for everyone to continue to persevere, to continue to move forward, to continue to keep pushing, because by doing so, you're going to end up fulfilling your potential. So that's just a very short, summarized explanation, but this is what I got when I sat with it and just allowed myself to listen and hear. So this is the message that I wrote down. So perseverance leads to fulfillment. The ancestors are reaching out and really and calling for you to keep going. I know it's hard. Things aren't easy for you now, but they are not impossible. It seems like insurmountable odds, but you still stand. But you still stand. You still get up. You still push through. Your ancestors are guiding you towards your greatness. And greatness is not measurable. It's not a number in your bank account. It's a feeling, it's an experience. It's totally subjective. So the question being asked of your ancestors is, what does greatness look like to you? What does it feel like to you? What are these experiencing these goals being achieved look like to you? Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in. What do they feel like to you? And are those goals that you're setting in alignment with who you are? Are the goals that you're setting for yourself in alignment with who you are, or are they in alignment with who you think you should be, who you think you should be based upon outside influences? If there influences you, how do you feel like those things are aligning to you? How do you expressing those things? Peace, peace, greetings, greetings. How do those things express to you? And how do they impact how you think your spiritual path is supposed to be? When you get on your spiritual path and you want to conjure up some uh some supernatural experience. You want to conjure up this supernatural experience. And then when the supernatural experience takes place, then you end up being afraid. And then you want to stop. Like, oh my God, this thing is real. I want to stop. And so then it's like, why did you call this forward? Why did you speak that into existence? You called for it exactly the experience that you wanted to have. So now that you've had this experience, what does that mean? So you need to, one, be mindful what you're calling forward at this time. This is the time of year when we're speaking things into existence. This is the time of year that we need to be mindful of our words, because we're in a strong energy of manifestation, especially considering where things are. Mom, yeah, go play. Mommy's talking. Thank you, baby. You're calling forward into existence. You're calling forward things that are you're manifesting. So you need to be mindful of the words. Thank y'all for the likes. Thank you.
Did you want these chips?
Hold on. First off, neither one of you asked me for chips, so put them back. Thank y'all for the like. Y'all like, oh, mama's trying to mom too. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Bring me the chips. Bring them here. You have to be mindful what you're speaking forward into existence. Are you speaking life over yourself? Are you speaking? Go get me a bowl. Are you speaking life into yourself? Are you speaking prosperity over yourself? I was literally singing a song the other day and I was like, ooh, she's singing about being cheated on. Yeah, I'm not really trying to manifest that. You have to be mindful of what it is that you're speaking. Shh. Give me the bowl.
Be quiet. Sorry.
Close the door.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. What are you speaking into existence? What are you calling forward into your life? What is it that you're trying to manifest into being at this time? And you have to be mindful of it. And when you're calling forward the supernatural and you have a supernatural experience and you don't know what to do with it, you don't know what to do with it because you have been disconnected from that part of your essence. You have been disconnected from the fact that you have always been supernatural. You have always been divine. You have always been connected to the source. You have never ever needed someone to lead you to the Most High, because dwelling within you has always been the essence of our Creator. You've just been disconnected. You have just been looking for the Creator outside of you when the Creator has always been inside of you. So when you have these experiences and then you're like, I don't know what to do with them, that is simply just a sign that you're trying to connect with something supernatural outside of yourself. And you need to be connecting with that within you. Your ancestors are not outside of you. You are literally a walking embodiment of all of the ancestors that came before you. You're an embodiment of those ancestors that transition after when you've met them in life. You are your ancestors. So you're not looking for something outside of you. You are looking for something that is inherently in you. Once you find out that you have always been supernatural, the supernatural simply becomes natural. It simply becomes your life. Miracles become a way of life. Signs and wonders become a way of life. Prosperity and abundance simply becomes a way of life because you will see that that life has always been yours. This was such a beautiful part. It says, God loves you. Orisha loves you. Ifa loves you. Mother Nature loves you. Whatever you deem as your divine spiritual court, they love you. They love you. And everything has a flip side. Everything has a flip side. So when we take about, for a lot of us that grew up in an Abrahamic faith or tradition, we are aware of stories where we see the Most High has, like, Sodom and Gomorrah, like, whole city gone, ghosted, whole city, earth, a flood, ghosted, everybody's got to go. There's always a flip side. Whether you believe those stories or not, they're simply an allegory to say that there is no extremes. There is no extremes. This can go one way or the other. It can go one way or the other. So when we think about that, we understand that even our Creator can be both benevolent and wrathful. But the truth is that it's somewhere in the middle. It is not somewhere on one side or the other. It is somewhere in the middle. I told someone this when I was thinking about protection. And you think about you wanting to be protected. And when you speak about, you pray for protection, however you do that, when you manifest protection, when you do work for protection, what are you actually saying that you want to take place? Because even, there's, oh God, I can't even make it come to my mouth now because it's not supposed to be said that way. It's not ever said that someone's not going to look at you and want to, like, wish you ill will. It's not ever said someone's going to look at you and not wish harm on you. But what it is said is you'll be protected from it. So what does that protection look like? Do you want the protection, your angels, to be the, like, little cherubs that we see on the Valentine's Day cards, all fat and cute and all these good things? Or are you looking for the real cherubs with the flaming swords that are standing at the gate and saying, hey, what you not gonna do? We're giving Gandalf "you shall not pass" energy. That's the protection that you're calling forward. I'm calling for "you shall not pass." You can look this way, but if you try to come here, I hate it for you. I hate it for you. And I had to, like, really sit with that. Then you sit with that in relation to God. If you're just simply calling on the Most High, like, God, I just need you to protect me from everyone else. So God's being all benevolent to you. But when so-and-so comes looking at you and is feeling all hateful and, jealous of you and is trying to give you the quote unquote evil eye, then which God are you looking for? Are you looking for the gentle, benevolent God? Are you looking for the God that turned someone to a pillar of salt for looking the wrong way? I'm calling for a pillar of salt. If you come try to come to me, I'm going to need you to turn them into a pillar of salt. Lord, I need you to protect me and mine. Protect me, my home, my family, my children, and my loved ones by any means necessary for the highest good of all. That's what I'm calling for. So this isn't about extremes. It's about finding that sweet spot and that balance in the middle. And when you are in alignment with yourself, that is where you are. You're not in this, you're in the middle. And as you're in the middle, you're able to pivot to which side you need to be on with ease. But if you're so far on one way or the other, you're not going to be able to do that. Where am I at? So when you keep, when you find your middle, when you find your sweet spot is where your greatness is. That is where your greatness is found. It's not found in the extremes. It's found in that nice little sweet spot in the middle. It is found in balance. It's found in balance. And even deeper is like perseverance. Perseverance is not found in extremes. It's not found in you going until you pass out. That's not what perseverance looks like. That's not what it is. It's not you going until you pass out. It's going when you feel like you can't keep going. It's going when you feel like all hope is lost. It's going when you feel fear. And the message this morning from our ancestors is like, you don't have to feel fear, but it is normal. It is normal to have that trepidation, that a little bit of uncertainty when you are going to um, uh, do what you've never done before. It's going to lead you down a path that you have never been before. It's going to take you to this journey, and you're like, I've never been there before, so I'm a little hesitant. Lord. I don't know what's down that road. But what I do know is you're calling me to go down there. I know that you're calling me to go down there for a reason. So I'm going to continue to persevere. I'm going to continue to keep going. I'm going to continue to move forward, even though I'm not sure what's going. And that's what perseverance looks like. It's easy to keep going when you know what the outcome is. It's easy to keep going to your 9-to-5 job because you know what to expect. You know what to expect from that job. You know what to expect. And I'm not going to use entrepreneurship as an example because everybody ain't meant to have their own job, that their own business. But you are meant to work for a company that you are happy with. You are meant to do a job that brings you joy. You are meant to do a job that is in alignment with your highest and your greatest good, even if that means you're working for someone else, that someone else should still be in alignment with you. See, sometimes when we're out of alignment, that doesn't mean that you're supposed to start your own business. Sometimes out of alignment means you need to go apply for something else. Sometimes when you're out of alignment, it means that you have hit your ceiling and you're supposed to go someplace else. And that someplace else may take you away from the company that you have been with for years and years and years and years. And you're like, what am I supposed to do here? When I was working, I loved, like, genuinely speaking, I didn't love smelling like bell peppers and onions every night. Peace. I did not hate my job. I really liked Pizza Hut. That's probably why I dream about it the way that I do. I really enjoyed my job at Pizza Hut, but I had hit my ceiling. I had plateaued. I had reached the peak of what I was going to do at Pizza Hut, and it was time for me to go. And because it was time for me to go, that squeeze started to happen, and I started to feel uncomfortable, and I started to feel unsure. What am I supposed to do? I literally had to have a tower moment to quit my job at Pizza Hut. Twice. Twice. In order for me to quit my job at Pizza Hut, something extreme had to happen to make me quit my job because I loved it so. And I was afraid to let it go. Even now, I know that if I need a job, like if I decide I'm not going to work for myself anymore and I really need someplace to go, Pizza Hut, I can always go there. I regularly have the overwhelming urge to order my pizza and make it myself. Like, yo, can I come back there? I still know. I'm still fine. I can still go back there and make my own stuff. Can I do that? Can I come make my own stuff? There's a few people I feel like I could tap them like, yo, can I come to your store and make my own food? I totally feel like I could come there and make my own food. Like, can you let me do that? But I don't fit there anymore. That's not where I'm supposed to be. And sometimes we have to realize that's what that feeling is. That fear is, I know this thing. This thing is comfortable. I'm sure about this thing. I'm not sure about this new thing that you're trying to take me to, but you have to move through the discomfort. That's what perseverance is. It's you moving through the discomfort and also not demonizing the fact that you feel uncomfortable, that you feel fear. This notion that you're not supposed to feel certain emotions is ridiculous. The spectrum of emotions were given to us by the Most High to let us know where we're at in a certain situation and also find the medicine to move through it. We're supposed to feel the feels, but you keep bottling up your feelings, and then you wonder why when you come through a conscious awakening, you got to do shadow work. Your shadow is holding all those repressed feelings that you told were not okay, and thus you didn't allow yourself to express and feel them, and thus release them out of your person. So you're still holding on to all of those feelings like dead weight. You need to let yourself feel the feels. You need to let yourself feel the feels so that you can be free to move accordingly. Your ancestral lineage is also that of great things. If you choose to find them, if you choose to find the great things, the blessings, your mission isn't to find every curse from your ancestral lineage and break them. I'm going to say that one again. Your mission is not to go hunting down every ancestral generational curse and break them. That is not what your mission is. You don't realize that your path lies in your blessings from your ancestors, your natural gifts and talents, the wisdom and clarity that they have for you. These things will break the curse when you align to them. You will innately break generational cycles and generational curses when you stop looking for all the negative things. Go hunt down every positive blessing, every gift, every talent, every beautiful story, every success, every achievement. And those are the things that you use to fuel yourself, to fortify yourself with. And then when you start to move in alignment with the greatness that they have bestowed upon you, you will innately break the cycle. You will innately break the curses. They are blessing you with certain gifts and talents and traits so that you can do what they could not. And by innately doing the things that they could not do, you will automatically break the cycle. You will automatically break the curse. When you listen to the wisdom within your being, not the hurt, not the pain, but the wisdom, that wisdom is the medicine for the hurt. The wisdom is the pain for the ending the cycle that was not healthy for you. It is going after your blessings. The blessings that they have left behind for you will give you the medicine to heal any wounds, to heal any trauma. And by you doing that, it's a ripple effect. Time is not linear. Time does not exist. It's simply a construct for us to hold into our physical form so we can see things in a tangible sense. When you operate in your best, favorite, most exciting version of yourself, you are sending out a wave that reminds everyone forward and backward of that greatness. That is how you find it. That's where your prosperity and abundance are assured for you. Prosperity and abundance are assured. But what does prosperity and abundance look like? Your ancestors are like, well, what does it look like to you? Does it look like you working a 9 to 5? Because I say that might be what it looks like for some people. My best friend don't want his own business. He has told me this on more than one occasion. Entrepreneur life ain't for him. He is in complete alignment and knowing of who he is. He knows I don't have to work for myself in order to realize my greatness. But I'm always going to be a leader in whatever I'm doing. And that's what he does, is he naturally leads in whatever he's doing, even though he's working for someone else. You have to understand and know yourself so completely. And there's also a call for you to honor you. In Orisha tradition, our Ori, which literally in Yoruba means your head, but it is our consciousness. It is our consciousness. And there's levels to that consciousness. But the quote unquote highest version of our consciousness is the part of us that is still sitting with the Most High, that is still sitting with Source. There is always a piece of our being that is always ever present with the Creator, and thus always ever present of that divine wisdom, that higher perspective. That part of ourself can see every single version of our timelines, all of them, every single version. And there are infinite possibilities because the Most High is infinite. The Most High is all knowing. We can't pull a fast one. Simply because we have free will to choose which one of these ways we're going to go. But the Most High is like, either way, I'm going to know. I already know. So your Ori, your higher self, your version of you that is already sitting there says, I know that this path right here, this one right here, this joint right here, oh, this one right here is lit with blessings. This one right here is lit with ease. This one right here has the prosperity, but you have to decide that that's what you want. You have to decide it with such a degree of clarity. There is no confusion in your being, because nothing will come to you unless you choose it. That is the most beautiful thing. When I teach a spiritual awakening class, the spiritual awakening class that I'm working on, I'm not going to teach you how to invoke anyone. Don't come to me talking about, hey, how can I call on this or reach? I'm not going to teach that to you. You're welcome. Your first mission, your level 1, your step 1 is you. It is always you. It has always ever presently been about you. Your foundation is self-love, because what self-love will teach you is what you deserve, which is everything your heart desires. What self-love teaches you is that you have never, ever, ever been unworthy of every single possible wild and crazy blessing that you have wanted to call for yourself. That is where you begin the work. That is where your journey begins. This is where perseverance starts to come forward, because I'm not going to stop because I know I deserve that thing. I'm not going to stop because I know I deserve ease. I'm not going to stop because I know I deserve freedom. So you have to decide and define what that needs to look like to you, and then know that you deserve it. Then know that you deserve it. There is a practice of venerating ourself, our consciousness. Like if we don't, like before, like the Most High, us. That's the Most High in our own, like that's where it goes, because we want to venerate the part of ourselves that is still sitting with the Most High. We want to venerate, good morning, Mama, the part of ourselves that is still sitting with the Creator, because that part of ourselves is the one that's telling the rest of our spiritual team what's it's okay to receive. That's the part of ourselves that is telling our spiritual team what assistance and support that we could have. That's the part of our spiritual team that is saying, hey, I need you to help with this, and you're the best resource for this, and can I get you to do this? That's the part of ourselves that gives that permission. We are the sovereign in our spiritual journey. We are the sovereign in our physical journey. But if we don't realize our own sovereignty, we're just allowing things to happen. We're calling things our willy-nilly to ourselves, because we don't even realize we are accountable for everything that manifests in our life. We chose it. We was like, okay, I'm going to come, and this is what I want life to look like. And then these are all the various choose your own adventures that could possibly take place. But all through the while, your intuition is telling you, hey, I know we chose like a multitude, but I bet you I know which one has the best storyline. You should come do this, because this one has the best storyline. You should come to this because we laugh a lot on this storyline. You should come to this because we get to be famous on this storyline. You have to decide what your prosperity and your abundance needs to look like. What does it look like for you? Not what it looks like for somebody else. What does it look like for you? What does success look like for you? Success used to look like the director role to me. Success used to look like having my own store, for Pizza Hut anyway, to me. That's what that used to look like for me. Success for me now looks like ease. Success for me now looks like the fact that my children are right outside the door while I'm doing what I'm doing. Success right now looks like my children being able to go get the support they need so they can be in alignment developmentally with their peers, and I'm able to do that with ease. Success for me looks like me being able to go and get my nails done and not worry about whether or not I'm taken away from my groceries. Success looks like me being able to go sit by the water and chill while I'm writing a blog. That's what success looks like to me. Success looks like ease. Success looks like me spending an hour or two playing The Sims, and I'm still making money behind the scenes from something I did years ago. That's what success looks like to me. So what does it look like to you? What are you trying to call forward? Because right now, we're in the season of seed planting. We're in the season of seed planting. It's not that you can't plant seeds any other time. Don't let anybody limit you. But this is now a beautiful, fertile time. We're in a fertile time. We're especially in a fertile time because we have a generational transition happening in the cosmos. A generational, meaning that when this thing takes place, we won't see it again in our lifetime. I mean, most of us won't anyway. Won't see it again in our lifetime. This is shifting the collective consciousness generationally. This is a time when you're speaking things into existence with ease and much lack of effort. It's like, and then you're like, okay, wait, I just talked about that the other day. You got to be mindful. You got to be mindful with your words. You have to be mindful with your words. So that's all of that channel. That's not even the full interpretation of the Odu. but that's what I channeled. And good morning to everyone that just came in. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I did a reading this morning. Well, I did divination for the collective this morning because apparently that's what I felt called to do. So I'm sorry if you missed the beginning, but if you reach out to me or go to YouTube, it'll be there once it finishes uploading. So here are some other things. Patience and determination are the path to self-actualization. It's it'll assume that fulfillment of your ancestral lineage is all about you learning you. It is all about you coming into oneness with yourself and who you are, complete totality. Not just the things that you like to show, but every aspect of yourself, because those things that you're not trying to show, those other gifts and talents, because you feel like you'll be judged for them, those things are a part of you. And the more that you hide bits and pieces of yourself, the more you dim your light. You need to allow yourself to realize your whole self. And this is not about you showing your whole self to everyone. It's showing your whole self to you. It's showing your whole self to you. Everyone else is just a bonus. They just get to benefit from the fact that you have allowed yourself to see yourself in complete totality and love every bit of yourself. Hug it, squeeze it, call it George, but you need to love on every piece of yourself. And that's what the journey is about. It's about having fun, getting to know you, getting to know yourself. You can do this in practical ways. Taking personality tests is a great way to do that practically. In an esoteric way, you can get a birth chart reading, you can get a numerology profile reading. And learn more about your soul's journey and your soul's contract and why your soul decided to incarnate at this point in this time, what it wanted to learn, what it wanted to experience. You can learn those things about yourself. And they are the revelations and the ahas and the epiphanies that you receive when digging into yourself. Self-love is not simply about I'm going to treat myself lightly. Self-love is about I'm going to go on this journey of courting myself. I'm going to go on this journey of romancing myself. When you are in love with someone, when you are romantically interested in someone, or even if you just love them platonically, one of the first things you do is you get to know the person that has drawn your affection. So when you love something, you try to learn about it. When you love a topic, when you love a subject in school, you want to read about it. You want to know everything there is to know about that subject in school because you love it. That is what self-love is about. Self-love is doing that exact same thing for yourself. It is trying to dig into yourself and the reality that you yourself are an individualized aspect of source becomes ever present and clear because we cannot simply know the creator in totality. This is why there are like several million incarnations of how people experience the source. That every possible way you can learn and feel and experience the creator is there's an experience for every person on earth. It is individualized. It is unique. Every one person's it's not going to be the same and it's not meant to be. And because it's so vast, that also means you are equally as vast. The landscape of your being is equally as vast. Self-love is going to own the adventure of going into your inner landscape and like, well, who am I? What are all these limitless possibilities that they have? That is your self-actualization. And through that is where your prosperity and abundance will start to, all of a sudden, these things will start to show up. And it's like calling all of your greatness to you. You'll become a beacon for it. What you desire desires you, but it has to see you, not a piece of you, all of you. All of you. The more that you resonate as you, the more the things, the people, the experiences, the abundance, the prosperity. Oh, that's who I've been looking for. And then you can attract it. But you can't attract it trying to be somebody else. You can't attract it pretending to be somebody else. You have to attract it as yourself. The other thing that came up is balancing of your feminine and masculine energy. Feminine and masculine energy has nothing to do with whether you define yourself as a man or a woman. It's do you define yourself as God or goddess? Do you define yourself as being divine? Feminine and masculine energy are the emanations of creation. Your feminine energy is anything that you can't see. If you cannot touch it, feel it, see it, feminine energy. So states of mind, feminine energy, emotions, feminine energy, ideas before they become tangible. That is the moment the spark, oh, that's a good idea. That's you and your feminine energy. You were open and receptive from the universe saying, hey, you would be a good person to do this thing. That is you being in your feminine energy. Abundance and prosperity start with feminine energy because they are states of mind. They are energetic vibrations. They are not simply the tangible manifestation. They are the energetic vibration. You must first be in your feminine energy to attract the abundance and prosperity to you. Your masculine energy is what grounds it and roots it in your physical reality. It is what the will behind bringing it into, oh, that's a really great idea, love. It is a great idea, isn't it? Awesome. What should we do now, masculine energy, in order to bring it forward? And sometimes the doing makes us stay in our feminine. Sometimes the creator is like, I need you to move. I need you to move. You ain't got to do nothing. I'm about to bring this to you, but I need you to be receptive to receive it. I need you to believe that this blessing will come to you with zero effort. I need you to believe that the effort that I want you to exert is simply you being in a space of receptivity and open to receiving the blessing. Are you receptive to the blessing if I give you a miracle? Are you receptive to receiving a miracle? Or have you been so disconnected that you don't believe that you yourself, with no help from anyone else, can call a miracle into your life? Because you can. And your feminine energy already knows this. Your feminine energy already knows I can have anything I freaking want because it sees it already. Your feminine energy for womb holders, former or current, we are able inherently, women's intuition is a thing because there is an actual organ, a space, a vessel, whether we had the vessel removed or not, a vessel that we were born with that was literally a concentrated spot of divine feminine energy. It is why, even though everyone on this planet has intuition, womb holder intuition is something else. It is next level because we are the conduit. We are the doorway between the physical and the non-physical. Whether you choose to birth a life or not, that doesn't mean that the energy from source does not pass right on through you into this world and other forms. That is what we are. That is our lineage, our legacy, and our power. There is a reason why there's a whole book called God is a Black Woman, because we are the vessel. We are the post. We are the doorway. There is no one that needs to get you there when the door to the divine resides in you. It resides in you. It's not that no one else has a connection. It is a different type of connection. It is more potent, uninterrupted, no obstacles, no media, no intercessor. It just is. It simply just is. So when a lot of us will think about, there's stereotypes about womb holders where, like, we're always thinking about multiple outcomes. We're thinking about multiple outcomes because feminine energy is not beholden to time. Time is a construct that creates physical existence. So time is associated with masculine energy. We are so connected sometimes to our divine feminine, and it is so strong that when we're deciding to do something, when you have an idea about a project, when you have an idea about a thing, you stick yourself in analysis paralysis because you can literally see, oh, I see this timeline, this can happen, this can happen, this can happen. What if I do this? So you're planning for every eventuality. Mothers understand this quite easily. We're planning for every eventuality. That's why our diaper bags for our little ones will look the way that they do. That's why our cars are sometimes a mess, because we are planning for every eventuality. Why? Because we have the ability to sense them all, because we're not beholden to time in the same way. When we are in harmony and balance, we allow our masculine energy to give us boundaries, to give us structure, to organize the ideas going on in the cosmos that is our natural energy. Then what happens is then we can focus. Then we're in the present. Then we're in the here and the now. Then we're like, okay, This is what I want to do. This is a step I'm going to take. This is what I want to do. And this is the step that I'm going to take. It is being in resonance with both energies simultaneously that allows you to have the purest and easiest form of manifestation, because you cannot create without both. There is nothing that comes into your physical existence of creation that did not come from the idea of masculine and feminine energy coming together. So you have to have it in balance. Everything, again, is about being in that sweet spot so that you can know how to weeble wobble. So you know how to bob and weave to get that what it is that you desire. Now, another thing that came up was your attitude affects your altitude. I had a biology teacher that used to say that, Miss Hornsby. Your attitude will affect your latitude. Your attitude, how you think about things, how you speak about things, will affect how these things come about in your life. So let's take dating is a real good one. A lot of people will say what is the one that I hear often? There's pee in the dating pool. If you keep saying that, that's all you're going to get is pee. Love you, mean it. You're going to keep manifesting urine in the dating pool if that's all you want to talk about. Somebody told Fantasia they wish Fantasia would sing some of her old songs. And Fantasia asked that young woman, "Are you single?" She said, "Yeah." "You're going to stay single if you keep listening to my old stuff. You're going to stay single if you keep listening to my old stuff." She was so self-aware that she knew that the songs that she was singing before she became happy and whole and going to keep you single. Make a decision. Your attitude, how you think about things. When people say the earth is ghetto, have you looked at the clouds lately? How you look at the clouds lately. Thank you for sharing my live, Mama. Have you looked at the clouds lately? They are magical. Oh my God, clouds are so magical. Have you just looked at nature? I got a book that is channeled messages from Jesus. That would probably sound weird to you being an Ifa priestess, but me and Yeshua get down. Jesus is not his name. And in this book, the message was about God being in everything. You're looking for God in these big, magnificent things. And sometimes God is in the sound of the spoon clinking against a teacup. But you're missing the small things. So when people talk about the earth is ghetto and oh my God, I don't want to be here, God created this for us. For us. How it emerges in your reality, it's not that there are things that are not going on in this world, but your immediate circumference of things. What is it that you want to see in this creation that the Creator created for you, then became you to keep continuing to create in this reality? It is your attitude that sends out a vibration. People will ask me all the time, "You didn't see such and such?" No. Why? Because I have specifically cultivated an energy within my social media. Social media is a tool. You're not controlled by social media. You control your social media. You control your social media. My feed is filled with children having fun. My feed is filled with things about video games because I like video games. It is spiritual. Even the people that I follow, that I am friends with, who are inherently a part of an Abrahamic faith, they are not in such a way where I feel like I'm getting some sort of negative energy from them. Everything that comes across my feed is positive. Even when they're speaking about things that are hard or things going on in the world, they are coming from it through a place that is just so much in alignment with where I am. And that's because my energy sets the stage. I walk in a room and it's feeling heavy. It's not going to be heavy for long because my energy sets the tone. My energy sets the tone for the space. Now, if it feels dangerous or something there, I'm out. You know, the vibe is wrong like that. Yeah, I'm out. But if it is simply somebody stank, they won't be stank for long. They won't be stank for long. Your attitude affects your reality. So what is it that you're trying to build around you? If you're trying to attract romance and love, right now, the altar in my bedroom, I have flowers. And I've been buying myself flowers since me and my ex-husband separated. And in buying myself flowers, I was doing so, one, because I like flowers, and two, because I need the universe to know I want to date someone who will buy me flowers. because in my adult life, no one would buy me. Well, my ex-girlfriend did, but no one else will buy me flowers. Oh, flowers die. I know that. That's why you could buy some more. Thank you. Buy some more. You could buy me a plant. There's some other ways to do that. They weren't willing. So then I had to realize that I also was not even doing it for myself. I was waiting for someone else to do it. So I stopped waiting for someone else to do it and started treating myself. So I started romancing myself. I started writing myself notes. I wrote myself dirty notes. I started writing myself love notes. Now I sent a picture just in conversation to someone to show them the roses I bought because they were gorgeous. And I was like, I've been a good girl, and boom, here are these roses. You like flowers? Yes. Have you always liked flowers? Yes. And I said, I realize you and I have actually never talked about that. But yeah, I like flowers, and I buy them as a way to show myself love. Within less than 24 hours, there was a dozen pink roses on my porch. Hand delivered, not anyone else. They delivered a dozen pink roses to my porch. Why? Because they got the message. I had already put it out in the ether. I want someone willing to buy me flowers. And so that's what I received. Your attitude, your thought process, your mindset, your vibration is what draws in and attracts things to you. And I know that personal accountability is really difficult, but we have to have it. We got to have it. There are challenges. You've had challenges in this life. This came up in the divination as well. Challenges, but you've pushed through. If you're watching this, you are someone who didn't see the challenge and stopped. You are someone who saw the challenge and like, I can't stop. This challenge is one I can overcome. I just have to be creative about how I can overcome the challenge. I have to push through this in some way. I have to be creative. I need to find a workaround. You're someone that has done that and understand it has not gone unnoticed. Your spiritual team, your ancestors, your angels, your guardians, you realize you have a pantheon of protection around you. They have said, hey, I see that you've been doing this work. I see, and you keep going. You keep going. And I need you to understand we appreciate this, and your time is coming. Your time is now. Your time is now. Be open to advice. And be open to advice in such a way where, one, still have discernment. Still have discernment. Still listen to your intuition. For those of you who now know how to feel your intuitive yes in your physical body, watch for that sign, watch for that signal. But when you come across someone, let's say you're a manager or a leader, because the example that was given was a subordinate. So you're a manager, a leader, or you're a student, and they could give you advice. They come to give you advice. Okay. And you're probably like, but you're underneath. No, you need to listen. And you can always pray and ask, like, okay, should I be following this? This is where direct, honest, open communication with your spiritual team, whoever you deem that to be, is important. You need to say, okay, hey, I heard, like I did that this morning. I got some advice yesterday, and I need to know, is this advice for me? Is this for me? Yes or no? Can we make it clear? And when for you, you need to make sure, I told this live last night, ask for your sign to be so specific. What does it look like for you? What does it look like for you? So I'm going to like use not my mother, but my mama, because if she's still in here, but we like anime. So you could use, okay, let me see. You know what? Guy Sensei is a vibe. Guy Sensei from Naruto is a vibe. If this is a yes for me, I need to randomly see Guy Sensei or hear something Guy Sensei would say. That would be my yes. That's going to mean a yes for me. And I guess that's what I need. That's what I'm going to ask for. And then you have to believe and have faith that the God that created the earth, the planet, the sun, the stars, the universe, the cosmos, multiple dimensions and timelines and universes can give you exactly what you asked for. See, it's like, God can't do that. Why? Why? Like literally, why? Why can't God do it? Because it's odd. Why can't God do it? God been doing signs, wonders, and miracles forever. I think God knows how to do this. God's proficient in the signs and wonders avenue. quite proficient. You just simply have to open your mouth and ask. So you'll pray and say, "Can I get a sign?" But you won't tell God what the sign is supposed to be. So then God is looking at your angels and your ancestors. Well, what kind of sign they want? I don't know. They never told us what would resonate with them. Let's just pick something. Cool. Send them a 222. Then you wonder around why you seeing all these repeating twos and you don't know what it means because that don't resonate with you like that. You know it means something. It resonates just enough for you to know it means something. It resonates just enough for you to know that your spiritual team is trying to get your attention. But since you have never, ever once sat down and said, "Hey, these are the signs that mean something to me," you're just going to get random signs. And then you're like, "Man, I didn't get a sign." You did. But since it wasn't in your spiritual language, it didn't completely resonate with you. It didn't completely resonate with you. Then you come to somebody like me, and it's like, boom, here's what your spiritual team has been trying to tell you. And you're like, "Oh, why didn't they just say that?" Because you didn't ask for it that way. Duh. Things may be tough. So if you've got a new project, something in the beginning, you're in the beginning stages of something. You got an idea. You're pregnant. Men, folks, don't take this in the literal sense. You're not pregnant, but you got this idea and it's ruminating in your being, and it wants to come out. It's ready to come out, and you're like, "Okay, I'm going to start." It may be challenging in the beginning. This is a test. Are you going to keep going? It may be challenging in the beginning. Are you going to stop? Are you going to give up? I want to have a story to tell. I promise you, I'm going to have a story to tell. Y'all will be like, "Why did you even keep going?" Because that's what I was supposed to do. That's what I was supposed to do. I just keep going because that's what I'm supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to keep going. And you have to have that discernment even then. Is this thing for me or is this thing supposed to end? See, I kept applying for promotions at my former job because I felt like that was what I was supposed to do. And then one day I realized, I said, "I'm getting no because I'm not supposed to promote." But then I had to figure out why. But it was abundantly clear I'm not leveling up because I'm not supposed to level up here. So it wasn't that I wasn't supposed to level up. I wasn't supposed to level up where I was at. I'm not supposed to level. I've reached the ceiling in this particular organization. There's another organization waiting for me, and I had to figure out what that was. And I had to talk. I had to sit with God. "Okay, can you tell me what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I supposed to be applying for a job someplace else?" And then none of those worked out. I was like, "Okay, what are you doing?" Then you gotta sit. Like real talk. You can talk to God. Like you can. And I don't mean pray. I mean you could talk to God. Like have a conversation. And then ask for God to "Hey, can you just, answer me in a way that's, give me a song, give me something, give me a blog to just randomly make me read this blog and the blog's going to give me your answer." Like just that you can do that. You can do that. Get your answer. You ain't got to sit there and be confused. Get your answer. But understand that challenge is not it's not a detour. It's not GPS rerouting you all the time. Sometimes it's just simply this thing you got to get over. And then you get over it, and on the other side of it is your genius. On the other side is these amazing blessings, but you simply have to get over the hump. I think we talked about this earlier, but I think I have so many new people in here. Make sure you are honoring your higher self. Make sure you are honoring that part of you that sits with the Creator. Like give thanks to, you give your honor and your worship and your praise to the Most High, God, Creator, Source, whatever that nomenclature is for you. But understand there is a piece of you still sitting there. That part of you still sitting there is the part of you that allows your blessings to come through. It's the part of you that chose your blessings. It's the part of you that has all the wisdom that your conscious self can't remember. It can see all of the things. It is a thing that speaks to you through your intuition. You need to honor that aspect of yourself. This is why self-love is important. The part of you that sits with the divine. You love on yourself, and that you're loving on all of you, including that aspect of yourself. And I wrote this one down. So if you are a womb holder and you would like children, I saw that. I don't know who that is for, but if you are a womb holder, or if one of you has a friend, and even I'll go in and say even a non-womb holder, you are someone who you have a partner and you would like to have children with your partner. Children came up multiple times. This could also be figuratively, you have something you want to give birth to. This could be either that you want to actually have an actual child, or there's a project that is close to you like a child. It's your baby. Like, I don't want nobody to do nothing to this thing because it is mine. And I'm going to nurture it and love on it and see this thing come to fruition. That is absolutely something that's there. It's there. It's absolutely there. You can go ahead and pray and decide how that needs to come about. But if you've been looking for a baby, you've been wanting a baby, you want another child, yes. If you feel like, if you're trying to figure out if it's an alignment, yes. If you got a new project and the project feels like a baby, yes. I started this conversation talking about us persevering and fulfilling our ancestral potential. Hold on, I'll call her back. Fulfilling ancestral potential. This is my inspired action, because if you have been following me for a while, and I just want to give a shout out, thank you for the likes, thank you for the follows, thank you for sharing the live. That really means a lot to me. If you've been following for a while, you know there's two things I'm consistent with. Self-love is the foundation of my spiritual practice, and I always leave you with an inspired action. So last night, the inspired action was to pray for wonders. Write down a couple of things, 3, 5. Write down just not related to anything you're praying for. Just, hey God, you know what? Just show me some magic in the world. And write down a couple of things you'd like to see. And then let go and let them come to you. So today's inspired action is to, earlier I talked about the ancestors, and a lot of times we think about our ancestors, we think about the generational cycles that we're supposed to break in the ancestors. This morning we're clear in that you're not supposed to sit around looking for all the bad stuff all the time. How about look for the talents, the gifts, the blessings that you inherited from us, because those things are the things that will lead you to your prosperity and abundance. So pick an ancestor, anyone, and see what kind of gifts and talents you inherited. What skills did they have that you have now that you didn't even realize you took on from them? An example I gave the other day is that my grandmother, Sissy, this is my mother's mother. My grandmother, Sissy, was two things that I'm confident of. She was an entrepreneur and she was a root worker. My grandmother, Sissy, my mother told me used to keep railroad spikes in the yard for protection. My mother didn't know why that was, because they didn't talk about it like that. But when my mother said it to me, I was like, oh, okay. No. My grandmother used to sell alcohol out the house when it wasn't okay. She'd keep a couple of bottles or something in the house. I like bartending, and I don't drink. So everyone thinks it's odd, but you can ask about me. I used to do all the parties, work in all the clubs, and the thing was, you didn't have to worry about me drinking your liquor because I don't drink at all. I don't drink liquor. I don't drink beer. I don't drink wine. I don't drink, period. And I got asked, well, have you ever tasted anything you made? No. How you know it's good? Because I made it. Not realizing this is something that there's an ancestral link to my love, my affection for mixing drinks. I enjoy it. It's fun for me. My grandfather, I don't know the official title, but I was raised as an Israelite, and I know he was very prominent in the temple, and he taught, and he was an eloquent speaker, and he was so smooth, but he was an eloquent speaker. He taught himself Hebrew and various other Arabic, and when I look at that and think about now, like that's my granddad. It's my grandfather through and through. Every time I put a piece of furniture together, I know my mother's father, my grandfather, Robert, was a carpenter, among other things. And so when I put a piece of furniture together, that's who I'm thinking about. So I'm challenging you today as an inspired action to go look at something you do well, something you love and enjoy, and see which one of your ancestors that is, and give them thanks. I'm not telling you to put an ancestor altar up. That'd be cool, but you yourself are the altar. Just say thank you. Say their name and say thank you. This is how you elevate your ancestors. It's not simply about them helping you to get money or something like that, or protecting them because you run off at the mouth. And so now they got to step in and protect your silly self. No, it is about you elevating their memories. It is about you honoring their memories. It is about you fulfilling the legacy they left for you, not doing the job they did for you. Some people think, well, because so-and-so was a doctor, I'm supposed to be a doctor. No, you're supposed to take the talents. If they were a doctor, maybe you're just simply a healer. And your healing modality may be doing hair. You do hair, and through doing hair, you heal people because you are directly connected to their ori. You're connected to the part of them that it's getting all of the things from the divine. So by touching their hair, and you are in your highest vibration and operating as a healer, you can offer them healing through doing their hair. Sometimes we take things a little too literal. Sometimes too literal. Take the gifts and talents and make them your own. So many of our ancestors felt like they had to repeat the things that their previous family members did in an identical way. That's not the case. Make it your own. This is how you break the cycle, is you make it your own. You make the gifts and the talents and the traits and the things that they loved and enjoyed, and then you make them yours. You make them yours. And then you give thanks like, yo, that was dope. I thoroughly enjoyed doing that. Like that's your inspired action today. And then understand, as you honor them, you are honoring yourself. The blood and the bone, the genetic code that is within you comes from them. It comes from them. Understand, your ancestors are not something to be feared. They are your great grand, your great grands, maybe parents, children, cousins, aunties and uncles, big moms and pops. That's who they are. And just like the ones that you knew physically in this life were praying for your wellness as you lived, they are praying for it now in the garden of the Most High. Instead of having to sit down here wondering if the Most High heard them, they're sitting in this garden outside the Most High's house. They're sitting around the pool, they're drinking tea, they're drinking coffee, they're getting the libations that you poured for them, and they're like, yo, James needs something. Okay, all right. And then they go walk right over to the Creator's door. Hey, God. Hey, Goddess. It's Women's History Month. It's Goddess all month. That's what we're doing this month. Hey, Goddess. My nephew James is trying to get a promotion at this job, and it really is in alignment for him. Do you think I know? Whisper a little something. And God's like, yeah, sure, that's cool. Cool, bet. Thank you. You don't think that's still like that's happening just more directly? It's just more direct now. They're not sitting down here with you wondering did God hear. They're like right there with God saying, hey, God, can we do? Okay, cool, God. Thank you. Appreciate it. So give thanks. Give thanks to them for all of that. All right, so it is almost 11, and then I got a phone call, so I probably should return their call. So I'll give 2 minutes. I know most of y'all just joined, so thank y'all for joining. Thanks for the joining, thanks for the likes. I got 2 minutes. I'm not doing readings, so don't ask for a reading. You can always book a reading. I'm doing readings, booking, but I'm not doing readings on a lot. Any questions or anything? If you missed the beginning part of the divination, it will be on YouTube. Just give it a little bit for the full video to finish processing and it's saved. But I'm streaming both on TikTok and on Facebook and YouTube. So if you're following me on Facebook, you can see it there. You can see it on YouTube, the full thing if you want to catch it from the beginning. But anything that y'all need, y'all keep pushing. Your ancestors are like, keep going. Keep going. The blessing is coming and you are realizing your potential. So just keep going. Don't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Y'all need anything else? Like, see they left these chips here. They should hide. I ate. I left the whole divination session, so now I'm hungry. All right. Well, y'all make sure to follow. I said I was not going to go live again this week, and I felt like I lied. So I'm just not even going to say that. If spirit moves me to, I'll go live again. Otherwise, I'll just be posting stuff. Thank y'all so much again. For those of you that didn't catch at the beginning, once again, thank you for watching. This is Dania for the Orisha practitioners. I am Nifa Dania Faomi Shango. And I'm a spiritual awakening doula for the African American diaspora and Ifa priestess. I'm a medium oracle and numerologist. I am a master life certified Reiki master and a certified diaspora death doula. Whether it's divination, I do baby readings and I perform divination. Those two things are not equal. I do coaching. I do offer courses. I have several blogs on my website, so check the link in the bio. If you have any questions, feel free to inbox me. I do offer consultations. Free 15-minute consultations are still available this week. You might want to book one before the weekend because they will not be free anymore. But other than that, thank y'all so much for watching, listening. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the shares. And y'all have a beautiful, abundant, and thankful Thursday. Take care.
Hello.
Good morning.